Hi everyone, my name is Rahul and you are watching Fixit Code Academy channel. So welcome to this new session where I will be talking about constructors in C++. So let's get started. So what are constructors? So constructors are constructors of class are those which have the same name as the class name. The constructors will always have the name of the constructor will be same as the class name. Okay, then the constructor it does not return anything. Okay, and constructor can be overloaded. Okay, means it can be integer, it can be integer flow or integer double, it can be string double. So it can be overloaded, and there are four types of constructor. One is default constructor, copy constructor, then we have parameterized constructor, then we have move constructor, then and then we also have destructor. Okay, so let's go write some pseudo codes to understand the same. Okay, so I already have some pseudo code written to save some time, so continue from there. Okay, so this is the default constructor. So it will not take any argument since it is the default constructor. So let me write here default. Okay, then let me assign this name is equal to code academy. This age is equal to 50, let's say. And similarly, let's write. So this is how a default constructor looks like. So if we don't write this, then the C++ compiler by default already provides a default constructor. So when we create an object is when the constructor of the class gets called. Okay. So if you don't write any default constructor, that is when the default constructor which the class provide will get called. Okay, so now since we are writing our own default constructor, so this constructor should get called whenever we create object of this particular class. So similarly, let's write the parameterized constructor. So let's say I will write constructor, then I will give string name, int age. Okay, and then let's say I will write print statement since this is parameterized, right? Okay, and will assign this, the name is equal to name. Okay, similarly this age is equal to age, right? Similarly, if we want to, let's say, write one more constructor, parameterized constructor, wherein I will be passing the age. Okay, so we can even do that, right? So and also what we can do is we can have the implementation, means whatever implementation of this particular constructor int age, we can write it outside of the class as well. So how to do that? So let's come out of this class, then we will have constructor colon constructor. Okay, then we have int age. Okay, so then constructor, then colon, then is age is equal to age, right? And then have a print statement, parameterize, let's call it, let's say parameterize outside class implementation, for example, just for understanding. Okay, and let's create an object here, constructor obj ob1. Okay, and then let's say ob1 dot display. Similarly, let's create one more constructor object, class object. in which we pass the name. So let's say Rahul, and let's say 40. Okay. And obj ob1 dot display, right? Similarly, if you want to call the constructor which has been implemented outside of the class, we can say ob2. Okay, ob1 is already above, so we can make this ob2, and this also we can make it ob2. Similarly, this can be ob3, and here I can pass the age, let's say 20. Okay, then ob3 dot display. Okay, and let's compile this piece of code. Plus plus, it's compiled. Okay, so first time when I write this line, default constructor gets called. As I mentioned, yeah, earlier, that when you create an object of the class, and if you don't pass any parameter to it, that is when the default constructor will get called. Okay, and since we have written our own constructor, so whatever implementation we have written, that is getting called. And then you see there we have an initialized name as Code Academy and age is 50, so it's printing that. Similarly, next time Rahul and 40, so parameterized constructor is getting called with name as Rahul, age as 40. Okay, and then again we are calling the parameters contains that is implemented outside of the class. So you see this print statement is getting printed, and then we have obj3.display where age we are printing 20 and name we have not providing anything, so that's why it's blank. Okay, so this is all about default constructor and parameterized constructor. Okay, in my next video I will be talking about copy constructor, assignment operator, copy assignment operator, and destructor, and what is the use of that in my next video session. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching this video. Bye bye.